UFO 50 Bingo, second ever match of Season 2 with Boards of Hannahda and Smo. It's going to be a pretty good... You both are C1, right? C1 tier?
Yep, C1.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, pretty good match. Should be fun. C-tier matches were always my personal favorite to commentate last season, so looking forward to starting it here. We'll go ahead and get into the specifics after Hannah and Smo mute, but I don't know if y'all have anything else you want to say before we mute and deafen.
Good luck.
No, just, yeah, have fun. Good luck.
Yeah.
I hope there's a lot of rock on.
I don't.
Anyway, see you on the other side.
Alright, cool.
Yes.
Good luck. I'm going to turn game audio down slightly, just because I want to make sure game audio when they both are playing are good. Hi Natalie, how's it going? So, this is UFO 50 Bingo. The players are going to be competing against each other to try to get as many squares as possible. Don't super want to hold up the players, so both ready. I'll preview the board and stuff in a sec. Okay, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Okay, so the players have seen the board now, and this is a pretty fun opening board, I gotta say. There's a lot of fast goals. Unfortunately for Smo, there is no rock on, but I hope I made it up to her by finding a board with like 3 party house goals. So hopefully that works out well. Hi Canvas, how's it going? So we are trying a new layout this season. Hopefully y'all like it. Basically, I realized last season that it was a little hard to keep track of like where exactly everyone was actually at with their goals and stuff. So I went through and remade this. We also have some brand new rules this season. Players from Season 1 may notice that the Gold's gift... sorry, let me... 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so players now have an hour 45 to go to whatever games they want. Yeah, sorry, So, perhaps a little unsurprisingly, Hannah immediately jumps into Onion Delivery. Interesting to see Smo jump into Campanella 3, but that corner square for the bonus game is pretty good. Let me see if I can fix this. How zoomed in is it? It's at least, like, doable, but yeah, I will have to open it up for this one. Oh, sorry, Matt. How's it going? So, Smo looking like she's going for the corner Campanella space right here. And perhaps a good block on accident by going straight for the Onion Delivery goal. Yeah. So explaining some of the changes that have been here since Season 1 for everyone that was watching the season. Oh, there's another Onion Delivery goal probably. Yep. 2 blocks. So overall a pretty good board for both these players actually. So there were a couple of pretty major updates between Season 1 and Season 2 that I want to try to highlight here before the match gets too far. Primarily, the one that's most immediately obvious, I guess, golds and cherries, as well as potentially a couple of other goals, but I know for sure the gold and cherry general goal now just lists... Alright, this isn't very often, I'm interrupting myself. You don't really get to see Onion Delivery with 7 deliveries in reverse very often. So I'm glad Hannah gets to show this off. Because normally you just have player... Oh, that was always 6, that's okay. Perhaps realizing that might have been a little difficult. And probably just going to try to get the others here. But golds and cherries now have to include games that are specifically listed on the card. Which is much different than Season 1, where you could kind of just learn a couple of quick golds and cherries and bust them out whenever you wanted to in a game. Now you gotta get a little lucky to get the Moral 2 or Pin Golf or Waldorf's Journey golds available. which should hopefully see a pretty big variety of games. There's a non-zero chance that Hannah is just gonna go straight up for the Onion Delivery Gold off of this, because I know Hannah does love them some Onion Delivery. Meanwhile, Smo is very close to clearing out the Campanella 3 bonus game with 3 waves completed with a star that shouldn't be too difficult. Basically, every wave you complete at 0% or 100%, you're able to get a little bit of extra gold balloons for the bonus game. Without any waves of 0% or 100%, that bonus game is like nearly impossible. It's probably doable, but extremely difficult. And then basically every wave of 0% or 100% you get after that are pretty, like, make it pretty free. So I'm suspecting now that Hannah is still in Onion Delivery that they're going to be just trying to go for the complete 4 days in a run with 7+ deliveries each. You normally try to see the players go for that with days 1 through 4, just because it's much easier on day 1 because nothing's happening, and then days 2 through 4 are early enough in the run that it doesn't matter. But the reason the goal is worded with 4 days and just 4 days is that you can mix and match across the full week of Onion Delivery if you really want to. And Smo has completed the bonus game, marking off that square and figuring out where to go next. What else? So, in addition to the gifts and gold cherries on this card thing, there are many new goals just in general. I'm looking through the board now to see stuff that wasn't in Season 1. And we have a Mortal 2 goal that is actually exceptionally difficult, but does allow the players to go for the Mortal 2 gold if they want to try to get that space. Pretty sure that Mini and Max goal was new. And I think that Pilot Quest goal is new. There's actually not too many like brand new goals on this card, so this will be a pretty nice ease into Season 2 for these players, I think. Pretty Onion Delivery heavy party house board is pretty much perfect for Hannah and Smo, I'd say. And this is the first board I generated today, so I was pretty happy to see that. I did miss if Hannah got 7 days on, or 7 deliveries on that day. I think they did, but let me pull up. Also, I think Smo could have theoretically done this hot foot goal a little bit faster if she had just drafted Amy, but it's the same thing to just wait until you have a build with Amy. So this will be for the other bottom corner of working on the Amy general goal, where you just beat a level 1 party house, 2 in hot foot, and 2 in fist hell. This is probably one of my personal favorite general goals, because it's a pretty wide range of games that are all linked together with the same character, which is nice. UFO 50 has a pretty good tendency to do that, I would say. And meanwhile, in Onion Delivery, we got the Onion himself, very pissed and ready to come at you here. Onion chasing is either a day that goes very, very well, or a day that is like borderline impossible sometimes. It's kind of just depends on both where the deliveries are at and how clean you are with your turns. Because if you get caught really anywhere on Onion bouncing around day, he's very, very easy to combo you and kind of pin you against the wall and stuff. So coming up on day 5, I'm fairly sure that Hannah got the 7 days of deliveries for everything except day 1. And honestly, at this point, would not surprise me to just go for the gold here. I think you need a slightly higher average than 7 per day to get the cherry, because it's 50. So there's no reason to go for the cherry anyway, but could see very realistic gold at least. One other thing that I guess I'm speaking out loud for myself to remember as well. Since the gifts goal now is specifically for gifts that are on this card, the way that players measured gifts in Season 1 might not be totally accurate. Because I guess for those that don't know, there's a screen in the game that lists off how many gifts you've gotten for the garden, period. But unfortunately, since it's gifts on this card, there is a chance that you could be playing a game outside of the card and still get a gift for it. It's not super likely, but it is gonna have to at least require a little bit more thought than just looking at that screen specifically and just counting how many are there. Speaking of a gift, just saw one there. Looking like Smo is trying to convert this Hotfoot Amy goal into a Hotfoot gold as well. So where are gifts? That is player 2, general 4, general 3. Okay. And I'm working off the other onion delivery square and then just trying to finish up onion delivery here. One of the benefits of the rule change on this card that is already pretty immediately apparent, I would say, the players are being forced to go for games that in Season 1 would have been sort of difficult to justify outside of a card that totally lined up with it. So on this board specifically, because the players have games like Night Manor, Mortal 2, even Velgress and Camouflage honestly are pretty fast too. They already have a couple of games that a lot of players from Season 1 tried to run for their gold stuff. Thankfully, that they still got to get one more off of that, so I think that's both where Smo's coming in with Hotfoot and Hannah's coming in with Onion Delivery, because I believe that's the Onion Delivery gold. Oh, there's one more day. Okay. Either way, Onion Delivery, Hotfoot less so because Hotfoot found a cheese pretty quickly and was actually a pretty fast gold overall. But Onion Delivery was not a very typical goal for players to go for last season. Oh, I'm just going straight for the reset. Okay. I think now seeing the triple party house synergy here. Oh, and also that Hotfoot gold. Okay. So wasn't going for the gold, was going for that Hotfoot square specifically, which is understandable. This is not VIPs only, so this is just the game. Let me see if while players are doing this, if I can fix this cutoff. Because I gotta... I'm on a 1 monitor live right now, so I gotta do this while having the game up here. But I think I can. It's just gonna be a little difficult. So let's have... actually, maybe not in the middle of the match. I was gonna try to edit this down and stuff, but then I realized that we would be missing a little bit of gameplay here from either player, and they're both in the middle of something right now, and I don't want to distract that. Hannah did parlay that into waiting for the reveal. Oh, it lagged. The reveal never came, but Onion Delivery was golded, so let me go ahead and count that. Popping in an impact for One of the general goals? Eggs. So probably not really gonna bother even counting this egg rush. I guess I can, but Hannah is running this egg rush uncontested currently. So we'll just leave it up here. And meanwhile, Smo is best wishes-ing, which is the main scenario you see in Party House for bingo. There are a couple of goals that I've been experimenting with some of the other games in, but I just haven't gotten a consistent one. Yo, Slop. Hi, everyone. How was your own UFO 50 stream? Welcome in. We are just watching the beginning of a match of Boards of Hannahda versus Smo. Hannah is working on an egg rush right now, which is basically just trying to see eggs in as many games as possible, while Smo is going for the Party House synergies that are on this board. I guess also speaking of that, I should probably count the Amy goal for Smo. I'm just gonna go and preemptively count this Party House. I think that's understandable. Yeah, very close to the egg goal. The eggs rush is one of the faster general goals, even with having 10 games that you gotta rush between. It's just very easy to rush between them and see all these eggs pretty quickly. And meanwhile, Smo, I have not seen how many star guests they have, but trying to double up here with the celebrity synergy and also win a game and also get a gift out of it, because beating the scenario would also count as a gift. And now has all 4 celebrities in the deck. For those that don't know, with this Party House goal specifically, Celebrity is a bit of a pain of a unit sometimes, because she brings in 2 guests from the deck. I know, I'm trying. I got a lot going on right now. Sorry. So Celebrity tries to bring in 2 guests. Looks like there's 3 on the board right there, and Smo doesn't want a chance accidentally bringing in the other celebrity a little early. If you have a house that's big enough to hold your entire deck, basically, it doesn't really matter what order you get the celebrities in, but otherwise you really want to see them early, and I think Smo is in position to just call in that 4th one now. And then probably in a decent enough position to just win this one also and get the gift. I'm assuming yeah, so using that strategy I was just mentioning, it doesn't really matter what order you get the celebrities in if your house is big enough, because they can't pull in people from outside the deck anyway. So even if you pulled them as like your absolute last person, it would just say like, but there's nobody to invite or whatever. You can go ahead and close it up. It's been long enough. So Smo just being a little careful now, trying to make sure that she's able to win this still. She's got 7 days left, and I think at least 2 or 3 genies, so it should be fine, but... Oh, I don't know how I did that, I'm sorry.
You weren't looking when you opened it.
I tried to be careful about that, sorry. So I lost track of how many eggs that Hannah was up to, but I want to say it's up to about 5 or 6. I'll try to quickly count when they're back on the menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, okay. Doesn't super matter anyway, because honestly, Hannah is running this uncontested, but I'd rather try to keep track live if I can. So, with that, I believe Smo has the 4th genie, and should just be good to call in all the genies now, unless I miscounted and that was only number 3. So, really just need some popularity here, but chancing it with the double celebrity here. The celebrity can stack, so if you're not careful, you can end up accidentally pulling in a huge chain of stuff. Hannah being extra safe and hovering over the egg. I'm pretty sure all you have to do is like open that up, but I appreciate the extra caution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure if they actually saw the egg sign and onion delivery, and I'm not sure, like, I don't think they were super confident about that either. So just going for an extra safe egg here. Like I mentioned, the egg goal was pretty fast overall, so... meanwhile, heading into Valbrace to try to level up at a throne. There's a chance that Smo's trying to push that column 5 bingo. I don't know if either player is super comfortable in Gulf area, but the other goals on there are pretty fast at least. Okay, so while both players are in a little bit longer of a goal, let me see if I can fix this capture really quick. Because for Smo's screen it is pretty cut off here, and I'm trying to not have it do that. Apologies, Smo, I'm trying to get this capture set up for both players. Smo is currently working her way through the first floor. Okay, this should be better. Sorry about that. Okay, should be better now. Apologies for that being so cut off before. Let me just move it around now. Hi Glove, how's it going? Yeah, I had this layout set up ahead of time and was pretty excited about it, but then I realized after I went live that I needed to individually capture both. Okay. I'm not really sure why there's that huge border off to the side over here now, but whatever. It's not as cut off as it was before. Okay. So, yeah, I had that all set up ahead of time, but I gotta fix the border for Smo's side because for some reason it's a little off right now and I can't fix that by live. That's fine. It's week 1, so it's understandable for things to be off, but I am a little bummed because I thought that this was fixed, but that's okay. Hannah did in fact get 10 eggs, so let me mark that off. I gotta find a spot for everything on here.
It is easier to read though, right?
So it is, but it's like delayed by messages, and I'm not sure.
Why?
I don't know. It's delayed by like.
Mine's not.
Oh, mine's delayed by like 3 messages for some reason.
Then.
Okay.
It probably has some weird setting that you need to fix. You know what I mean?
Okay, so with that, oh my god, this chat is like super cut off. Well, Hannah's trying to figure out what to do, and Smo is trying to make some progress in Valbrace.
It might have some like moderation delay.
Maybe. Hannah dipping into Lords of Disconia to win the first mission. Yeah, I think at this point, players are probably just going for goals that they are comfortable doing quickly. And the first mission of Disconia, thankfully, is a very, very fast goal. It normally only takes like 2 battles, I think, because you normally are able to just cut off the opponent before they even have a chance to restock, really. but it does sort of depend on how much they stock up on the first one. Because I think you can normally get to the point where you reach that second tavern before they have a chance to refuel. And then Smo is at 2 gifts, not 1. And I think Hannah's at 1, because I think Onion Delivery Progress counted for 1. Unfortunately, Lords of Disconia will not be gifted today, since that's like beat 5 missions of the campaign or something. Not really sure how the bordering got so messed up on Smo's side of this, but whatever.
Turns out the pallets are easier to clean once it's dried on there anyway. I'm just gonna finish this painting.
Good luck. So both players trying to figure out what to go for here. That camouflage goal up the top is pretty fast to get eaten by a couple of animals, so that is where Smo's going now. Cyber Owl's goal is pretty fast. Depending on your seed, that Party House goal can be pretty fast, but you never really know until the players actually are able to get in there and see. To explain that goal for players who have not used Bingo Sync before, basically Bingo Sync randomizes its potential spaces and board layouts and stuff into numbered seeds, and the numbers for those seeds just so happen to perfectly line up with the level select codes for both Party House and Trotters, the Planet Zoldath one. Which is good, because that means that we can have cards like use your Bingo Sync seed and win for both Planet Zoldath and Party House. And you never really know how easy or hard those specific seeds are going to be, but it's slightly better than doing a completely random scenario, since if you do lose, you are able to just redo it with the same number seed and get the same units and stuff. And honestly, both of these players said that they were fairly rusty before the start of this match, but I think they're both doing pretty well. 4-4 with only 25 minutes on the clock, and both are making pretty solid progress on 2 other spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if this match ended up coming down to majority, since the amount of bingos that are left are starting to dwindle. There's still a couple of options for both players. I think Smo actually only has the rightmost column and row 2 left, while Hannah has a couple more opportunities, but is kind of spacing out their spots on the board a little bit more. One of the hard things with bingo, and especially bingo when you're like actually playing against someone else, is it's completely blind game, so you never actually know what your opponent's going for, so you kind of just have to go based off of the spaces they've already gotten on the board, or if you happen to know like specific players are more comfortable with stuff, you can go for that. Oh, that's true, Smo does have the bottom left to top right diagonal. A little unfortunate that 2 of 3 of Smo's bingos left do require that 25% golf area completion, but could also potentially be trying to bait Hannah into having to go for that to block a bingo. But yes, that's true. So, unfortunately, Hannah was not able to cut off the opponent from completely restocking, but they only bought 1 unit, so if Hannah is able to win this battle, which a little tough because there's not really anything to do but just mash the discs and hope that you kill the opponents first, because Assuming they are able to clutch this out, though, red disc or the blue disc will return back to home base without any units, and then we'll just basically lose on the next turn. And Smo has been cruising through camouflage. This is a nice goal because you can like pick and choose which of the collectibles you go for. I imagine most of the time, I haven't actually practiced this goal myself, but I imagine most of the time it's probably better to just go straight for the oranges. But like on this mission, for instance, it theoretically might just be faster to just have the little green lizard run behind you.
Why is it so cut off, love?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, and
Scoot it over and make it wider.
I'm trying to, baby bun. I got a lot going on right now. It was also hard to test when it was live, because
There you go. And then just make it, yeah. Do you have something else that's going on the right?
No, I guess not. I'm just not used to it being that narrow. I changed the entire chat box that I normally use for stream like right before the start of stream, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to best size everything now, but that's okay. Improvement every week.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to make it easier to read. I didn't think it would be this much of an issue.
It's okay.
I feel bad.
I mean, that's far from the only issue with this layout, so I'm not really tripping about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just feel bad. I was
But-
trying to make it easier and I just made another issue.
By the time we have the match tonight, though, y'all will see the actual full layout. In full power, and not all this weird cutoff stuff. I am happy that the color borders around the players at least semi-work, but I'm not really sure why it's so cut off. But that's okay. We can figure it out later. Unfortunately, Hannah just boosted directly into the champion and then into a heal. Ooh, that was a rough turn. Where champion got damage and then also healed by 2. Oh wait, I get my colors mixed up in Disconia all the time. AI was the one that messed up there, not Hannah. So Hannah's good. AI tries to rush but has no discs left and they can't buy because the battle occurs before the buying opportunity, and good. Dipping into Night Manor now for the diamond and or a quick gold. The diamond is... oh, it lagged. I thought, could have sworn it picked Night Manor, but that's okay. Overbold is also very fast. So I haven't actually seen this goal specifically, winning $800 without using shots at all. I'm going to assume that this is done mostly with bombs and or the dash. So curious to see how Hannah plays this one, because if I saw this space on a board and had to go for it, that would be my main strategy here. Thankfully, it's not, like, it doesn't matter if you use shots before that one that you're trying to go for. Oh, does it have to be bombs because the dash still uses the shoot button? That makes sense. Okay. Hi, Torch. How's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm too scared to ever use the dash. Oh, did I not ping Discord? I'll go ping Discord.
Babe, I think you have it, like, too low on OBS.
It's not cut off any farther than there, though. That's what I'm saying, there's like a weird
That's what
2
it
message.
looks like to me.
I
Because, like, this was cut off at the bottom.
I mean, there's nowhere to extend on the bottom.
Huh.
It's just delayed by 2 messages for
I'll
some
have to
reason.
try to mess with it in between casts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. So, Smo is making some pretty solid progress in camouflage. I feel like every time I look over an overbold, it's always just bunch of bullet spam. So I think it's still at the 400 prize mark, so working their way up to 800. Unfortunately, building up to a round where you can even like survive 800 is pretty tricky. As you have to have some pretty strong firepower before you can even go for a wave of 800. I've lost track specifically of how many levels Mo's gotten 2 of them on, but I think she's just been trying to complete all of the levels with 2 collectibles so far, so... And then finally got to getting eaten by the animals, so gonna go ahead and dip out. Nice thing about camouflage is all the progress that Samo made is saved, so if she does decide to go back and go for more and or the gold, she's able to do so. I thought I saw another space on here, but I might be mixing it up with the board that I had last night. But still a fast gold disc, and not sure if that's specifically a space that she wants to go for yet, but is an option. Okay, let me get this board open on my phone again now that I've actually pinged my Discord that I'm live.
How do I find this show?
Also worth mentioning, there was a slight rule update in between seasons, and the Night Manor Killer actually does count as a boss now, if Smo wants to go all the way to the cherry route. Most likely just going to be a quick gold, potentially even the diamond for that extra space, but the Night Manor gold is one of the fastest and definitely most consistent golds of the season. And meanwhile, Hannah is in a boss that's actually technically 2 bosses, but only counts for 1. But
On Hulu.
but Cyber Owls is a very fast game for the bosses space.
Three seasons.
And then Smo grabbed the gift, which I believe is just Escape from the Killer. Was not keeping track of gifts, but it is Night Manor, Hotfoot. I'll have to have Smo check after just to confirm, because that's one of the things that's a little bit easier if you have a co-caster, is they can keep track of some of the general goals while you're...
How am I supposed to search for something if I can't reach my keyboard?
I don't know, baby boy.
Well...
So meanwhile, going into another level of Cyber Owls for presumably another boss, and also trying to get extra lives, which Hannah already has, because I'm pretty sure you just have to have 3 lives, and they already have 3. Could potentially not see that square on the board and might just be going for bosses though. And yeah, these players are going very quickly. I think one of the things that's going to stand out a lot in this bingo season is there's been a lot of bingo since the season 1 ended in like March or April or whenever it ended. Players have basically been practicing more or less non-stop. UFO 50 had a big old Cherry Rush marathon that made it
this
so...
lady.
That's a little loud, baby bun.
Babe, I'm trying to turn it down.
Okay. In addition to players practicing a lot, they have also just kind of gotten better at the game overall. Even if players are rusty, there's definitely more players with all 50 cherries before. There's a lot of opportunity for players to learn individual goals that they can get really good at as well, because there's just so many more goals. Yeah, Cherry Rush is fantastic. I was very happy to watch that and support from the sidelines as much as I could. And meanwhile, Smo is going for the combination Night Manor Gold / prepping for the diamond. Pretty much has everything that she needs for the diamond. One of the interesting things about doing this, though, is it does slightly mess up your usual muscle memory for the Night Manor Gold. I tried to do this exact thing at the start of Season 1, Week 1, and it was not great for me because I did not really know the game that well. And I had specifically memorized put item here, go to item here, and then if you have extra items in your inventory, that messes things up a little bit. But Smo's doing a good job. Smo should be having the gold pretty quickly and then be able to dip back into Night Manor and pick up another game after that pretty quick. I think that will be her first gold, which should tie her up with Hannah.
What is this lady from?
But she has got enough progress in camouflage to...
Are you Remini?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Going for the diamond first, actually, which honestly probably a good call. Just get the diamond and leave and be done with Night Manor completely. The diamond, of course, is one of the items specifically for the chariot route. So if the board had cherries on here, this would be a good... It's funny, I always use the crowbar for that, but I guess bashing a wrench against the mirror is just as effective. Oh, alright, so Hannah marked off the Cyberall square, which officially marks the right side bingo as off limits. So Smo's only bingo opportunity is now bottom left to top right. Meanwhile, Hannah has a couple of opportunities and is dipping into Star Wasper for some quick bosses. Oh.
Sorry.
It's fine. So Star Wasper's another couple quick bosses. Let me get back up to counting this now that things have settled down at least a little bit. Still got to figure out exactly how I am.
Oh, an old school.
Going.
That's where I know her from.
Oh. Still figuring out exactly how I'm going to space all this stuff out, but I think at least the player boards are correct now. I'm really not sure what happened to the entire right side of this layout, if I'm being honest, but we'll fix that in between matches. So Smo did get got by the killer. Unfortunately for the killer, that's not really gonna stop Smo very much. So diamond obtained, space marked, or waiting until the gold. I don't think there's really any delay, so yeah. So I think each player only has one bingo opportunity left, because I think Hannah can only get that column 4 bingo, and Smo can only get the diagonal bottom left to top right. So both players playing a little defensively here should mean that this should go to majority and or time, which honestly it's looking pretty strong for both players. One of the things I personally like a lot about C tier matches specifically, I was mentioning it a little bit earlier, but the killer's showing up to say bye to Smos. The car's already open. Yeah, just do a quick reset, that's fine. Should be a pretty quick end to the game now. A little unfortunate on that timing, but Thankfully, Hannah is not really pressing this Night Manor gold at all. I do think it's going to take a little while for players to get used to working from games on this card specifically. This particular board ended up actually having a couple of pretty quick games anyway, but a lot of the boards do not. So a wide range of golds and cherries is actually going to be pretty important for players. Okay. Oh, whoop. Wrong player. Alright, so I think Smo is going in. I was going to say going in here to pick up the last Amy goal, but maybe not. Maybe just going for the bosses specifically. I would have expected if Smo was dipping into Fist Hell to be playing as Amy to just knock off that bottom right space. Yeah, I guess the only thing I could really see is that Fist Hell is pretty quick boss or two. Hannah also in a game with pretty quick bosses. Hi, Star. Thanks. We adore you too. Hope you're doing well.
Oh my god, Star, happy birthday!
Yes. Happy birthday,
Oh my
Star.
god, we were busy at a funeral all day yesterday and didn't fucking text you.
I signed the card, but I think I only signed it as...
There was a card?
Blue posted it in Rainbow Wing.
I was gonna say no one sent me a fucking card.
Yeah, it wasn't sent to everyone, but... Hope
Whatever,
you're doing well,
I
Star.
would have texted you. I'm so sorry. I love you so much.
We've been a little busy this weekend, unfortunately, but I am glad that you're having a good day. Everyone wish Star happy birthday. And Hannah is going to go ahead and pick up another boss here, which is great for Hannah.
Well, Star knows I would normally text them at midnight, so it was not a normal Star birthday.
Yeah, it's true.
Us.
Okay. This is... six. Also, hi Vex, how's it going? Okay, so Hannah streams, sorry, a little laggy. We are doing this over Discord capture, so sometimes if players are having a little bit of an intense session for their laptops or whatever,
Oh, my neck.
sometimes there is a little bit of lag, but that's okay. Okay, so I think both Hannah and Smo are only in these respective games for bosses. I think Smo's just trying to keep that bingo opportunity open for that diagonal bingo. It's okay.
I can't reach my key.
That's Bun in the background, by the way, for those that don't know. It's Molly. Smo would never open Manger? Yeah, probably not. I do already notice, though, because I've actually commentated a decent amount of Smo's matches, and this is sort of going back to what I was mentioning before. I think more players are comfortable with more games, at least from my experience so far.
Well, now I feel like shit that I didn't text you.
Oh. Okay. Well, I hope you're having a good birthday, Star. I'm sorry it's been weird, but hope it's chill now.
Sorry, that made me sad to read. I had an emotional response.
Meanwhile, Smo resetting in... Can't read, oh no! You know what, it was still a boss. I'm not sure exactly what Smo misread, but we can ask her that later. On the bright... Oh, I think she misread it and misread that she had to play as Amy for those first 2 waves. The first and only time a bingo player has not read something correctly. I'm sure we will never see that happen again. Well, on the bright side, it's honestly not really that much tougher to win the first 2 waves with Amy. Amy as a Fistel character is pretty interesting because her main gimmick is like grappling and throwing, which is not typically something you like want to do in Fistel. Although I watched Fistel during the Cherry Rush and learned a lot of a lot of tech. The other match had a devastating misread. That's unfortunate. I think in this match it probably won't really matter. The only thing it's really costing Smo right now is time on the boss rush. She at least didn't like try to mark off the Amy space already. Alright, yeah, so Hannah kills that extra boss and is up to 4 bosses, I believe. I'm counting 4. I think this is actually one of the few general goals I've been counting correctly the entire time, so... So I guess the good news is, assuming this layout actually gets corrected to like what it was supposed to be corrected to, I think it's working pretty well. I just need to like fix it. And meanwhile, Hannah's dipping back into Overbold for this surprisingly tricky goal, I would say. I'm not sure why I read that as 800 plus stakes, but 1,000 plus stakes match is pretty intense, honestly. But one thing that I always specifically admire C-tier players for is not having a fear of goals at all. How's it going, Bosco? Good to see you. And on a related note, Bosco is going to be the second match that we're going to be highlighting later. That'll be in about 4.5 hours from now. And we'll touch up the layout and stuff a little bit in between. So fingers crossed for that match. We should actually have the layout I thought I was going to have for this one. So I think Hannah's doing the right strategy for leveling stuff up. I have cherried Overbold, but I am by no means like super comfortable in Overbold, so like I don't have a ton of like super deep insight for this game other than the fact that there's just a lot of stuff on the screen that you gotta be careful about. But looking pretty strong. I will say that I think for this goal, it's basically going to be like a cherry run anyway, because you have to complete a wave of $1,000+. So it seems like you have to be a little more aggressive on these earlier waves than Hannah's being. I know when I was cherrying this game, I had to push myself to get comfortable with like an average of about 400 to 500 per wave instead of 300. Oh, unfortunate, yeah. Part of the problem with like low score Overbold, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the stream chat, if I'm being honest. It's like 2 messages behind for some reason, and like it's specifically 2 messages behind, and I've never seen that before. So good news is everything's getting saved into the chat the way it's supposed to, but I changed this chat like 5 minutes before going live, and I've never used it before, so that one's on me for rushing in an experience thing. Good news, we are getting to see some Minion Max here. Bad news is I think this is doing the one thing that you're not supposed to be doing, which is obtaining the shrink potion. So the one caveat of this goal is it's collect 150 shinies without doing this exact thing. They haven't collected it yet, so maybe they're not going to. I am hoping. Nope, don't. No. Okay. Okay, so I am unfortunately gonna have to mention in the chat after Hannah marks this off. So this specific thing, I think maybe you should say without using the shrink potion, because if I'm in Hannah's head right now, I believe Hannah just has read this as like, don't shrink down to the molecular level. You can meow in here, Vanilla. I have, if you meow in all caps, I also have an emote for that, by the way. So it's a little tough to be the commentator here because
Is that the guy whose book I'm reading
also
right now?
being the commentator means you're sort of the like unofficial referee for rules like this.
Yes.
In my understanding, this rule in
This is the guy whose book
Square,
I'm reading right now.
yeah, that going down to the water bear level
got
is
chills.
definitely not gonna allow it though. So, because Hannah shrunk down to the water bear level, this makes this a little bit easier of a discussion because you're specifically not allowed to do that. Oh, this is for bosses. That makes more sense. I like literally just asked in the bingo chat earlier today if the water bear counted as a boss and then forgot that this was going for bosses. So that's fine. Hannah most likely is just going for the water bear there then.
He was the one to discredit that.
Which is a pretty good, fast boss, all things considered. Is starting to run out of like quick games for bosses though.
Oh.
I think calling Devolution an evil game is pretty honest to what the game is. Like, even if you like Devolution, it is kind of a game about demons, so. Yeah, so Smo is in VIPs only. I haven't gotten a chance to like overlook this game board, but no trouble mitigation, and let's see a little bit more here while Hannah's going for this. You got driver, you got riders, but you got no way to mitigate trouble outside of the unicorns. You do have security at least. And already showing off the very nice use the stylist and then kick the stylist out. I think this seed is okay. This isn't like an ideal seed, but I think Smo's got the tools to work with here. Meanwhile, Hannah is going for a square that got added pretty late into Season 1, I think, where you have to beat 5 rounds of Devolution, but you can't use the left or right squares here, which severely limits your options in a game where you are already a little limited. Hannah has sort of built them. Okay, was able to get out of it. Sort of built themselves into a little bit of a corner there, but
They concentrate on collecting
the space now.
celebrities.
Yeah, I would. This definitely isn't a fast party house seed, and Smo's gonna have to think through this one. Also, sorry for the ads. Really not anything we could do about it, and trying to space out the ads doesn't really super work that well. I might try to tweak the ad scheduling stuff in the middle of matches. But until then,
celebrity smokes people.
Okay, so Smo's in the position where a bunch of securities, but also interestingly leveled up the security, so it's a little harder to like want to boot them out. One of my personal favorite synergies that I found with Party House pretty quickly is that security can boot itself out. Oh, and we're gonna have a head-to-head Party House race. Nice.
Woo!
Smo has a pretty severe advantage here, so
Hi, CO.
Your ideas are intriguing to me.
Hi, Carrie.
I wish
Thank
to
you for
subscribe to
16
your
months.
newsletter.
Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Carrie.
Yeah, so Smo is a full 10 days ahead here and already has the advantage of like knowing what the seed looks like. But one of the benefits of this specific Party House thing, or this specific Party House goal, is that really anything can happen. Like, the seed has ways to win, but it's also a little tight. So like if Smo ends up like, you know, not being able to clutch this one out, she still is able to restart back to this exact seed because we're using the same bingo seed card. But then Hannah would be a full like 10 days ahead. So like really, even though Hannah is in a pretty rough position here, Party House giveth and taketh away, so gotta be careful about that. Also, I gotta say, this is a very full board for an hour into a match. As someone who's a full tier above these players, like, this is what I would more expect in the B tier range of, like, completing squares and just getting everything that you're going for. So both players are playing very well. I think both players have pretty much just gotten everything that they've tried to go for throughout the match, which is always encouraging. It's a little rough when you're like commentating a game and you like see that players just keep getting like super sniped on goals back to back, and like while Hannah is in a position here to be sniped, Hannah is also playing much faster. I think Smo is at the point of the game where she's just trying to be a little cautious about stuff. But Hannah adopting a bit faster of a strategy and actually like introvert maxing, which is a pretty fun, not super common like way to play this. But introvert gains 1 extra popularity for every empty space on the board, and Hannah's got pretty decent generation and actually has a pretty decent amount of spaces, so even though Hannah had started this like a full 10-11 days behind, she's only 5 days behind now, and if they can catch up here, this could potentially be a monumental snipe against Smo, even though it was looking like Smo was pretty comfortably going to get this. Like, just looking at both side by side, Hannah's strat is definitely faster. I'm not sure how far Hannah is in terms of star guests. I haven't been able to pay attention to that quite yet. But in terms of like days allowed, while the stylist is really helpful, you can see here that it is a little bit slower. I think Smo is more consistently having popularity and money generation here. But this already has become, honestly, much closer of a Party House race than I was expecting. Mascot Underwriter might have been better. I'm gonna be honest, I have not successfully used Mascot in the game, like, ever. I do think that in this specific situation of the only trouble mitigation you have is booting someone with style or with security, I think it probably would have been overall faster to just, yeah, I did the optimal Party House strat, but a suboptimal bingo strat. Yeah, and that's kind of the interesting thing with Party House and bingo. Like, typically you want to just make sure that you're safe and that you're just matching through and getting through your 25 days and making sure you have your 4-star guests. But in bingo, like, it does kind of reward you a bit. Like right now, just for instance, both players are ending the day. Hannah's only 2 days behind. I don't actually know what the deck's looking like, but Hannah's deck is thinner, which for anyone who's played a card game, thinner decks are more consistent. And really in a, honestly, very good spot here. Oh, wow, what a snipe. Smo barely clutched that out. Hannah was hot on her heels. I don't even think, oh, I was gonna say Hannah just saw it. That was actually a much closer race than I first thought that was gonna be. Because Hannah entered that a full, what, like 10, 11 party house days behind. Very, very good race. I actually thought Hannah had that for a sec. And then it's going to be head-to-head overbold, too. So, you may notice, looking on this board, that pretty much everything left is not fast. Neither player's even open party house yet. Or, sorry, neither players open pilot quest yet, which means that whatever pilot quest progress the players could have been making this entire time, like, neither one's been doing it. So most likely that pilot quest square is not getting marked. That hyper contender square is very hard, and even as someone who's like pretty comfortable in hyper contender, like, I'd imagine that might take a minute. And if neither player is particularly super comfortable in it, that might be another one that's just gonna take a while for the players to do. I think at this point, the fastest goals for these players, like, depending on what games they even have golded, that's a pretty far goal. Yeah, so my general rule personally with Pilot Quest is if it's on the board, I'm going to at least, like, open the game so I have the option to go into it later if I need to. Like, in this specific situation, if either Hannah or Smo had decided, like, in the first, like, 5 minutes of the game to just kind of have that Pilot Quest progress slowly rolling in the background, they'd be almost completely uncontested for that space. And the only reason neither of them can do that is because they just haven't opened it yet, which, honestly, for one specific space on the board is a bit hard. But also, Pilot Quest is somewhat actually quick for bosses and stuff like that too. So, and I think the Pilot Quest gift is just defeat one of the bosses. So stuff like that, honestly, like, as a bingo player, it's a lot easier for me to think through that, not also having to rush and play a bunch of games in an hour. Doesn't the final wave count for the overbold goal? Yeah, if you want to beat the final wave without using bombs, go for it. And, honestly, depending on your loadout before then, it should be fine. For some reason I read that goal completely wrong the first time and had it completely inverted, where players could only use, bombs, basically. So, personally, I don't really use bombs that often. That might be a bit of a hot take, but I tend to kind of kill myself more often than enemies with bombs. In some layouts you kind of need them, like, no matter what. But I have a bad tendency of just hitting the bomb at the wrong time. I do know that Lure Bomb is really good, and as a former Bomberman speedrunner, remote detonation of bombs is like half of that game, so I could see that also being really good in this one. Yeah, head-to-head Overbold and head-to-head Party House in this bingo is very exciting. This has definitely been a really good back-and-forth match with both players. And even though Smo is ahead on the square count, it is getting to the point of the game where every goal... I think there is a goal which makes you only... Okay, yeah, so I quickly read that space and just thought it was the other goal. Then I'll tag you, how's it going? Yeah, basically everything else that's on the board here is going to be a pretty significant investment in terms of time and or comfort here. Yeah, and you can kind of see what I was mentioning the last time Hannah was in Overbold. If you push those early waves, and instead of just going for like 300 each time, you push it up to even like 400 or 500, just the options that are open to you in this game open up so much more. And for a really, really, really long time when I was learning this game, I was like, well, if 300 is this hard, I definitely can't do 400, so I guess I'll just stick at 300. But the problem is if you stick at like the 300 range, you get through the game pretty well, but then the final wave just suddenly feels like out of nowhere you're just getting like blasted by every single enemy. And it's not really until you try to play with it pushed a little bit farther up. Oh, and Hannah's just going for it now. It doesn't even... I do think that this specific goal could have counted with just the final wave, which forces you to be at 1300 anyway. In a very, very rough spot here in terms of what's spawning. And, doing a good job of navigating, though. Does weave their way back over to the health, which is a very, very clutch pickup here. Blows up with the jack-o'-lantern, but still has the shields for it, and then unfortunately gets hit by the other one. Yeah, that's tough. That was a good-looking Overbold run. Meanwhile, Smo is also in pretty good position here. I haven't been able to directly commentate Smo's overbolding that much, but yeah, very curious to see what both players go for next. I mapped out that Mortal 2 goal last night because I was curious, and even with a map and trying to figure it out, it took me like 15-20 minutes to do. And granted, that was my first time ever trying that goal, and trying to navigate around Mortal 2 without Scout is really difficult. If either player opens it up, I'll talk about it a bit more. And meanwhile, Hannah is diving right back into Devilition. And Smo is also bumping it up to 1,000. So, as Bosco mentioned, I believe this goal could have been done without that. Is the minion max goal that tough? I haven't done this goal, but just thinking like out loud about it, you're probably gonna have to do at least one of the quests, and that'd probably at least be Silverfish. Silverfish is pretty fast. Oh. So that's my personal problem with Dash, is it feels great until you accidentally dash just a little bit too far. And in that case, Smo dashed just a little bit too far, landed right on the lava, and then all the health just got drained. So, tough layout. As you push it more and overbold, that range just gets harder and harder. I do think it's probably worth mentioning to these players that you can do this goal with just basically beating the game, as long as you're not using bombs on the final wave. But perhaps both players kind of just want to play it a little bit safer here, but unfortunately playing it safe and overbold don't mix very well. So, looking at the board, I do think it's correct for Smo to be staying in here, and I also do think it's correct for Hannah to be pivoting off of Overbold and just trying to get some other squares here. Because for Smo's case, it's blocking the last available bingo, so this is a pretty smart block to go for. And at that point, it would come down to majority, at which point Smo is already currently ahead 10-7. And since the most amount of spaces you can get on a bingo board and have majority is 13, Smo would already be in a pretty good position if she's able to pick up this space as number 11. Hannah's best bet here is to definitely just try to go for more spaces right now. And I think by going after the Devilition and potentially even dipping into that minion max or hyper contender goal. The hyper contender goal is only 3 games, and it is on default ring settings, so like theoretically you could do that in a couple of minutes. But it's definitely a goal where a couple of minutes, quote unquote, could spiral pretty quickly into being stuck in there for like 20 minutes against hyper difficulty AI. So meanwhile, Hannah is on wave 3, but unfortunately did not get both of those demons down, so unfortunate. Sure. So, worth reiterating with the spaces on the board. There's not like a ton of quick opportunities still. Like, both players are pretty far away from the gold. I don't think at this point you can put enough time into Pilot Quest to be able to get the blaster. You could theoretically, I guess, like, depending on how it actually works, you could theoretically get the blaster, but I think with about a half hour left, it's probably too late for either player to realistically go for that. And meanwhile, back to back, or back to the head-to-head, I guess I should say. Shoutouts to Smo angrily standing on that one lava tile to assert dominance. So that Golfaria goal is manageable, but even as someone who's cherried Golfaria, 25% is pretty far. And like, I was watching Karma practice that when she and Liz were practicing last night, and Karma's much more comfortable with Golfaria than I am, and it even took her a while to do that goal. I do think, given what's left on the board, that goal is probably still faster than that Mortal 2 goal. Breaks plus Blockbuster's got to be pretty close, and that's 10 minutes worth. I think the items in Golfaria don't give that much percentage, if I remember right. I looked up the formula when I was trying to cherry it, specifically because I was like, dear God, how far away am I? And I'm pretty sure I remember, like, the only thing that really gives a significant amount of percentage is actually the Holy Tea pieces. And most of the Holy Tea pieces either require, like, a lot of the power-ups or some, like, very optimized shots. And for the sake of bingo, like, that is possible. And given how each game has pretty fair representation now, Hannah's asking why, but I didn't see what happened. I'm sorry, I was ranting about Golfaria. Oh. Double bird guy? Yeah. Something you'll notice a lot if you're grinding Overbold is these blue bird enemies are far and away my least favorite. Yeah, Bosco, if you want to hop on, go for it. Like I've mentioned, I'm always willing to chill with co-casters and stuff, and Smo rocking the triple bird. Probably a good call to just call it at 3. These bird enemies have a lot of health, they have extremely accurate shots, and at least in the middle of a match, it feels kind of random when they're going to be firing. So you kind of just have to always be on edge that they're about to shoot directly where you're at, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nice dodge, though.
More than 2 on screen is, like,
yeah,
extremely irritating.
No kidding. How's it going, Bosco?
What's up?
Let me add you to the layout real quick.
What time signatures is that? There's an extra beat somewhere in there. It always tweaks me out.
I may be wrong, but I vaguely remember a lot of UFO 50 music is written in, like, 5/4 or something. I could be wrong on the exact measure of that, but I'm pretty sure it's all pretty substandard timing for that?
I want to say, I mean, they do extra beats a lot. Like the Block Koala music loop, it gives the song an extra beat before it loops.
Yeah.
But I think the menu in Overbold is like a measure of 8/8 and then a measure of 9/8. I want to say it feels like mixed meter to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the music is more well known for being like microtonal. Like so much of the music is microtonal in this game.
So both players are in a little bit of a death loop with Overbold, which happens.
Yeah, it happens for sure.
Yeah, I swear this game and Velgress both get like 50% harder when you're playing it in a bingo match against someone also. Yeah, Hannah's a rough spot with these birds again. I think both players have gotten a little unlucky with these bird spawns today.
I know you just added me to the Streamlab, but I might have to leave in like 5 or something.
Yeah. And I guess I don't even know if I've mentioned the time rules on stream. I mentioned it to the players, but for those that don't know, the match will be over at 1 hour and 45 minutes, or whoever gets to 13 first at this point. There is still that one bingo spot open for Hannah in column 4. And I think that would be Hannah's best bet of winning this game still, if they're able to come back and grab that bingo in time. So both players definitely make sense to be in Overbold. It's just, I think for both players, unfortunately, being stuck in Overbold is a little rough. I personally would not really be stuck grinding this goal specifically, but I think it's right for both players to be doing it right now.
I've not heard this part of the Overbold menu thing.
It was like yesterday when I was doing the Mortal 2 video for the Activate All 3 Switches thing. I didn't even know the Bomber music had like a second like verse thing it like drops into, because all I ever hear is that like opening beat and then it blows up and dies.
Yeah.
Alright, so good job for Hannah for restarting here. I think officially actually going for that mini and max square. And most likely, I think because neither players opened a square in a couple of minutes. It's been about 15 minutes or so since the last square is marked off. I think Hannah's pretty reasonably assuming that Smo is trying to block that bingo somehow.
Yeah,
and,
it's been 18 minutes, I think, since the last mark. Yeah, if someone takes this long on a goal, it's probably because they're doing one that's based on randomness. You can narrow it down from that.
Yeah. And I think it's a good call for Hannah to just pivot over to the mini and max goal, because they're going to need the square anyway for the bingo. It might as well be trying to go for the one that's going to potentially take a little bit longer here.
Yeah.
I am interested to see this route, though.
Yeah, they just did the terminal room.
Because most of the quick shinies that I can think of actually do require that extra shrink potion to just get down to.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to manually keep track because Discord's live thing is like perfectly overlapping.
Can you... I'm forgetting, the dice shinies. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, so it'd be the dice shinies. It's gonna be any of these like main big stars here, so I think they're up to 15 now. I'm just gonna manually keep track because
I can pull it up. I have 20. It's 20.
Okay.
I have it pulled up on my end. I mean, there's the cowboy place, right? Isn't that like, that has to have like at least like 3 of those big shinies.
Yeah, so I think in general, these like kind of random stars around the world are probably going to need to be more of like the finishing off the quest goal, because manually walking around and collecting what, like 25 of these is going to probably take a while, but already pretty decent progress on it, honestly. Meanwhile, Smo's unfortunately a little death looping and Overbold.
Yeah. I mean, my cherry run of the Mini and Max was like, I got like 2 hours in and I was really lost because I never found the shrink potion. So I did like all the big quests, but that was so long ago that I literally don't remember where any of them are.
Yeah, I think just offhand, I know the silverfish one would be fast to do without this, because you can just grab the nuke and kill the silverfish without ever having to shrink down farther.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Can you do the? You can do the book one, surely. Bookworm.
yes. And you can't do the light because you got to shrink down microscopic for
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Same with outlet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do the rest of that quest otherwise, but unfortunately, because you got to actually shrink further for the outlet to blow up in the first place.
Oh,
Yes.
there's one on the piggy bank. Forgot about that one.
This is an interesting goal. I think you might actually be
Silly
pretty
goose.
well off kind of doing the like climbing trick that you would normally do with the like germs and stuff, but just doing
Yeah.
it with the moth right here and just trying to get like as high as possible and scramble around.
I don't think you can pick up the moth. Actually, I want to say without the power glove or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Also, welcome in everyone. We are pretty deep into a very competitive match. There have been a couple of pretty intense head-to-heads in this one, and
Yeah.
both players are unfortunately dying in Overbold, but that happens a lot, so...
Overbold is just hard.
Yeah, and Overbold is not a game I personally prefer to be stuck in when it comes to bingo. I
Yeah.
tend to try to avoid it as much as I can, if I'm being honest. And it's just like, it's one of those games that you know is fast, so then every time you die in it and it's not fast, you just kind of feel even worse about it. Because most of the
I
time
almost
it is your
wonder-
fault.
I almost wonder if it would be faster for either of them to bash their head against the wall on wave 2. Just
Mm.
betting 1,000 immediately.
Yeah. I mean, both players are, like, in order for Hannah to come back in terms of majority, they're going to have to get 4 spaces because Smo got the 10th space first. And I think Smo is rightfully blocking the only way, realistically, that Hannah could come back for this, just based on what's left on the board.
Yeah. And if Hannah does minion max, then they will also enter purgatory. So
Yep.
it's a lose-lose. I forgot about war. Are there any shinies in the war book?
So there's a couple in the war book, but I think the best thing for the war
there's
book
that.
would probably just be to grab the nuke for the silverfish thing, yeah.
I don't remind me what the
Is it
silverfish
possible
is.
students would get a bingo on this board?
Hannah can get column 4.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Column 4 is not blocked.
Yeah, but the silverfish one is the one where you have to go in and clear out the books from all those bugs that are running around.
Oh, that is the book one.
Yeah.
Oh, you can nuke that? Oh, I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so you can. That's one of the few that you can actually nuke, because the nuke just does like a little bit of damage everywhere, and the silverfish don't have that much health, thankfully. There are like these random shinies throughout, so it's probably still worth going for it anyway. I don't know if you want to wait on
Nice.
that extra one up there, but
You gotta place the nuke on the tank to make that, I think.
running around with a nuke over your head for the sake of $5 is
Wait,
pretty
that was just
intense.
the first episode?
You can't make that. Don't they have to place it?
They're gonna have
Hello?
to place it, yeah. Which is funny because they
Okay.
actually could have placed it there, but I think we're scared of that plane coming back
Yeah,
over
couldn't
for
they have...
5th round of
couldn't they-
bombing.
Whatever. Without backpack, I would also want to get out of here quickly.
Yeah. So you kind of joke, Kevin, but that's actually pretty much Overbold, is just betting against your own comfort in the game and always being very slightly uncomfortable to make a little bit more money. Which, in a bingo
there's
setting where you're
silverfish.
trying to do stuff fast, it's rough.
Because you're balancing speed with the betting aspect of it, too.
Yeah. 'Cause these rounds are obviously taking a lot longer if you're doing them like 500, 600 at a time, but then you're also getting more upgrades to make other rounds faster.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was optimal.
Yeah, that was good.
Mini and Max wave dashing.
And I think I just saw Hannah got up over 100 again. The Discord live thing is blocking me for now, but
Yeah, 100.
okay.
They did get the gift icon showed up. Okay, did they do the flower pots? I think that would be good.
So they went over to the flower pots, but I don't think they've actually gotten the flower pots yet.
Okay, that's like the last major area. Can't pick up the butterfly.
Yeah, I was gonna say they haven't even picked it. So I think, if my understanding of this is correct, this is the longest death ever. Hannah falling all the way to the floor. I think they are still able to like go get the upgrade and end at 130 because they would have collected 150. So it might be worth going back and actually getting the glove from the granny to be able to lift stuff up here. Because I think
is the glove from Granny?
Yeah, so if you pay her 20 shinies, I think it is, she gives you the glove.
Oh. It's definitely worth, because Butterfly lets you do the
yeah,
rat,
Butterfly lets you do the pot. It lets you go back up on top of the jar. If you really want to climb all the way up there, it'll even let you get the ones up in like the spider area too.
Oh, that shiny off the bouncy.
I think they may
I
not
think
know.
we'll get enough without it.
Yeah, I think they may not know that spending is, I presume, fine with this goal, but I guess I don't actually know that for sure.
I don't know how much the rat gives you. It's a profit at least if the rat gives you more than 20.
Yeah. Gameplay of the left game looks like Chippendale. Yeah, Mini and Max is basically Chippendale Rescue Rangers, but with a little bit of like Breath of the Wild to it almost. It's pretty fun.
And you're also, this goal negates the like really cool part, so
Yeah.
it looks like slightly lame.
Yeah, so this is the spoiler-free Mini and Max playthrough.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Ghost. Good to see you.
Right, like
There's
it's
no-
not
there's no-
officially
no
fall
Colts.
until bingo season is back in session.
Yep. I'm
Is there one
glad-
over here?
So
Oh,
there
okay.
is one
I would
up
like
here.
a pumpkin drink, I think.
Go for it.
Pumpkin drink and bingo.
Ooh.
I don't want to leave. Someone send me a pumpkin drink.
Someone send me a pumpkin drink. Alright, so we got 15 more minutes of this match, and looking like Hannah is pretty much going to get this goal and maybe be able to squeeze in another one here.
Hannah's gonna get it. Can't get majority at this point. I think it's just overbold purgatory after this.
Hi, Rev.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you already went here.
Someone get this person a pumpkin drink.
Thanks, Orange.
Ice
Does need
pumpkin.
one, it's true.
Ice pumpkin. Wait, what is it called? I had a pumpkin cream chai latte from Starbucks the other day. It's actually good.
Kevin.
That sounds good.
Very, very good.
It's not officially fall till September 22nd. My birthday is on September 12th, and it always falls into a weird, like, almost summer, almost fall
Will
birthday.
it feel like summer or will it feel like fall? We don't know.
Yep.
West, east flower pot, right? It has to. Somewhere it has to.
Yeah,
It
there's...
has to have to.
I was going to say, there's definitely a couple spread out here. I think Hannah will be able to be fine getting this without getting the glove. Which is...
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's cool to see that this goal is possible without the glove, too.
Wait. How'd the butterfly get there?
I think that it broke at some point. Maybe they did go over there.
What
earlier.
enemy breaks stuff? I think that actually, yeah. I guess you could take that to the rat.
Yeah.
They're literally one away though, so that's not even worth it at this point. There has to be one like somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I
There's some
don't
random
think
ones on the
Hannah's
wall.
dipped into the like rail heisty area here. If they go up there.
Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're fine.
I don't know if they actually
You need a
can get
block.
up there though without.
You need a block.
Yeah.
You just go to the chimney though.
Yep.
And then you get it. But they always jump when they place a block down.
All right. Cool. That's 150 shinies.
Okay. Yeah.
That was pretty clean, honestly. I think the only thing that
Alright,
could
there's
have really
only-
been faster
only
is
one thing to-
potentially grabbing the moth. And then 15 minutes of overbold purgatory.
And probably the rail heist area was
Yeah.
faster. All right.
Well, now Smo absolutely has to stay in this, because this is blocking the only way that she can lose the game. And if Hannah is able to pull this out, this would be a pretty intense comeback. This game's been very, very back and forth so far. And would be pretty fitting for them to be able to clutch it up here. And honestly, Hannah's been pretty close. There was the round with 1,000 that they died in earlier on. I think Smo's also had a round of 1,000 that they died in. So
Yeah.
could be either space, and this will definitely determine the game here.
Oh my word. It will be very anticlimactic if just neither of them get it, but I will also laugh.
Well, I mean, honestly, it'd still be hype to almost get it and then not get it. So really, no matter what happens here, this last 15 minutes is pretty impressive, I would say, for it to come down to this.
One must imagine Alpha happy.
And I do
Right,
think it
same,
was good for Hannah to dip out and go get the shinies first, because
Yeah, that
while
was
that
good.
while that goal took a while, it's also pretty safe. Like, even if he died, like, a death in Mini and Max does not mean nearly as much as it does in Overbold, so...
Yeah,
perhaps-
and you know Overbold is like basically Sisyphus, so
Yeah.
if you do Mini and Max first, then your opponent will not be... It'll be like still even if they're still in
Yeah.
Overbold.
Well, and the nice thing, honestly, is just having a little bit of a break from Overbold sometimes makes, like, a huge difference, because once you're in a death spiral, it's,
Yeah.
like, really hard to pull yourself out of.
It's all mind games now. Honestly, like Smo is like has been doing this for so long, and they're poised to block a 4 in a row. Like I would be stressed out of my mind with 10 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, this is probably not the direction Smo wanted this match to come down to in the last 10 minutes, but as a commentator, I'm loving it. As a player, I'd be stressed out of my mind.
I'd be dead. Question: if there's like an unblocked bingo, does majority still win?
Yeah.
Like if the fourth column is up.
So
okay.
if it comes down to time at the end, it'll just be whoever has more spaces, which would be Smo at this point.
Interesting. I think Smo just might do dash attack health upgrades here. I could see that.
Yeah, and this one's
That
interesting.
seems like
So it is worth mentioning, Hannah's a wave above Smo here, because Hannah is playing faster. I'm not, I haven't really been able to see how Hannah's playing faster.
if it's within the time limit, majority does not end the match until all bingos are blocked. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I didn't know that was a rule, but
Yeah.
okay. Well, I honestly, I mean, odds are this is not the winning match for either of them. Wow, Smo. Wow, Smo was in a crazy spot there. I think they win the wave though. Whoa. Yeah, they're fine. Okay. They're at 2 health though.
close.
Jesus.
So Kevin, to clarify this space, you are allowed to use bombs until you're going for the wave that you have to go for. So, for instance, Hannah's in a wave with 700 prize right now, and since it doesn't really super matter, like since this isn't the wave that they're trying to have that count anyway, you can use bombs as much as you want leading up to that. But whenever they have that $1,000 mark of, okay, I'm going for it this wave, they can't use bombs in that wave. Oof. And while commentating that, I unfortunately watched the quadruple combo of 2 baby whales and 2 pumpkins there.
Oh my word. Okay, this is a tough. If I don't know if you saw the prize pool or the enemies for Smo here, but it's 2 sets of whales, 2 sets of birds, so
Yeah.
could end it. That's a brutal combo.
Literally take to the seats.
So yeah, thank you for asking that, Kevin, because it is a little confusing sometimes when you're like, wait, I definitely saw a player use a bomb before then.
Yeah.
But the squares specifically for
Oh,
that
Lord.
wave of $1,000 plus, they're not allowed to use it on that wave specifically.
Smo, no.
Yeah.
You really gotta buy the lava pit.
Yeah,
if you're gonna dash attack too.
I think the lava pit thing in general is kind of slept on, because not only does it let you like step on the lava pit, it like hardens it so you don't get damage from it anymore.
I will often like do that on purpose as the first thing in the round if I have the lava ability.
Yeah. I kind of slept on that specific upgrade in Overbold for a while, because I was like, alright, cool, I get to step on a lava thing once, and then I just step on it again. Like, that's not very helpful.
Yeah, no.
But
I don't know if people realize it goes away when you step on it.
It like completely cools the lava pit and just makes it like regular ground or whatever. So depending on how mean the generation is, it can be kind of a lifesaver sometimes.
Yeah, Gary didn't know. Yeah, that's like that's what makes it like useful, especially for dash attack. Like,
yeah, I think that's also why it's more expensive than the other ones. Because it like actually
it's like technically permanent upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them know this, I will say.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like Overbold really does a great job of explaining that, I guess. But we can definitely.
Yeah, I would say you can see it happen. If you buy it when it's on sale one time, you see it happen.
Yeah, a lot of UFO 50 in general is like you kind of just gotta try it out and see how it works. And I definitely tried it out once and was like, oh, this is much better than I thought it was.
I maintain that for every UFO 50 game and mechanic except for Sneak Button and Cyber Owls. That will always, like, completely perplex me how you're supposed to figure that out.
Yep.
I don't think either of them are in reach at all. They both just died. Like,
yeah,
I don't think
I mean, they're both pretty much starting from the same space. Hannah's playing a little more aggressively in terms of prizes and stuff, so
what's going to happen here is they end up in wave 5 betting, and they just have to bet 1,000 because the brand was about to end.
Yeah, and this is definitely a tough spot if you're either player in this situation, because there's zero chance like anyone is in any other space but Overbold right now. And
there's no possible way you can pivot from this.
Yep.
But because for both of them, it's the way they win. Like, so, but it's also like it's not like very.
Yeah,
and I mean, extremely doable.
Luckily for each player, the spaces that are left on the board realistically are pretty like long spaces anyway. So I think that's helping make sure that they stay in Overbold, but I think if you asked either player if they wanted to spend like a half hour in Overbold in this, they would have laughed in your face.
Just imagine how Alpha feels.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they died. It's definitely over. I mean, the last thing that's left to do is just wave 2 of 1,000.
Yeah, I think you can like just barely do this in 5 minutes, but it's very, very cutting it close at this point.
Okay, I do have to leave, unfortunately, but I think it's basically Smo's match.
No worries. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, see ya.
See you later.
I like Cookhouse, man. That was cool.
Yeah, always fun.
Oh, and also looking forward to the match in like.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I will be also commentating Bosco's match in a couple of hours. We'll try to touch up the layout a little bit in between those. So lots of UFO 50 bingo going to be on the stream going forward for the next couple of weeks at least. All right, so quick death from Hannah. I think that might do it, but I guess depending on the layout, you might have enough time to squeeze it in. Smoverbold versus Boards of Hannahda. Very true, Curry. So I will be interested in talking to the players after this and seeing if either of them just considered kind of playing Overbold straight up and then just beating the final wave without bombs. Because I think that is a pretty viable option for this goal. I think both players have been trying to push the betting a wave of 1,000 plus a little early. And I mean, there's only so early you can do it, really, but since the final wave forces you to be at max anyway, I would presume that that's probably the ideal wave to just do it in, just because you have enough power-ups by then. But it looks like Hannah has officially realized that they don't have enough time for completing Overbold again. So we will just be seeing if Smo can block this. Little does she know she's got this match anyway. But very, very close head-to-head for both players for the first, like, 99% of this match, I would say. Very good back and forth. Both players outside of this Overbold square kind of just got whatever they wanted today, which is nice. You never really like to see players like super struggle or whatever, and I mean obviously Overbold is a game where even the most experienced of players are going to struggle. But I think both of them have played pretty well, even in Overbold. Like, the Overbold's just a mean game, but I think both of them have gotten pretty far in, and both got pretty close to actually getting this goal. Smo is looking like she's in position for this one. I'll just avoid trying to curse anything. Alright, so interestingly, if Smo was like for sure trying to get this space, I think you may have to push the 1,000 here, but I think it might just be over without either player getting it, which is fine, but so looking like this is going to officially be a 10-8 Smo victory. Hannah did almost complete the comeback. And realistically, if Hannah was actually able to snipe that party house square from Smo, that would have been a 9-9 tie with this being the last space left, and I think it really could have played out a little bit differently. But let's go ahead and call time. Right as Smo dies. Good timing. Cool. Alright. Very good game. GG's, y'all. That was fun.
Not for free.
Oh my! Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy watching like a full hour of Smover?
We love Smoverbowl.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that was. I was like, oh no, because I thought of like, oh, I could go for other goals, but I can't win by majority anyway because I have to play bingo and I don't know how to do the mini and max thing.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just gonna play Overbowl until I get it.
So I'm gonna
Oh
tell you this
God.
now. You know how to do the midi and max thing. It's like, it's way easier than you think it is.
Oh
Because
really?
I thought the same thing as you, and I got insanely riled by Overbolt. I was like, I might as well try it, and I did it in like 10 minutes, I think, without any practice. Like, it's
That doesn't
not
sound
that bad.
Okay. Is it just
see how long I
like
think.
wandering around the map basically?
Yeah.
Basically, I did it in. Okay, it's 15 minutes playtime, but it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you also had the 5 minutes at the other mini and max goal for the bosses and stuff too, so
Yeah, no, it's pretty doable.
yeah, it's basically just walk around, grab the big shinies that are everywhere, and then I guess do the silverfish quest, because that one you don't need to shrink down past the nuke
Yeah, I
for.
knew about the silverfish quest. I just didn't. I know that it was like 20,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
everything else I was like,
Yeah, I was worried it was gonna take a while, but Hannah kind of just dipped in and took care of it, and it went
Yeah,
really
I
well.
mean,
So
You saw what happened in Overbolt, so I was
Yeah.
like, I just need to do something
Yeah,
fun.
I need y'all to know that both
my
of
God.
you got to the point where you were actually in the 1,000 wave and then died. And then also,
Yeah.
both of you were in Party House, and that was the closest Party House race I've seen in a very long time.
Wait, really?
Yes.
For which goal? The VIPs?
Yeah, for the VIPs only one.
Yeah.
You had
Oh.
like a 10-day advantage over Hannah, and then Hannah almost came back and won it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going that slow.
Well, it was a combination of stylist strats kind of taking a while, and also Hannah just
Yeah.
had like a really efficient build with like introverts and stuff, so they never really had
Oh,
to push
yeah.
it super
Yeah.
hard. But
That
yeah,
makes
it was,
sense.
like if Hannah was able to pick that one up, it would have been 9-9 after that mini and max goal, and I think
Yeah.
that
I
end
mean,
game would have.
it was. I don't know if I would have made it in time. Like my
Yeah.
spread was, but it could have happened if I got lucky.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean, I thought I saved the party house one for like later because I figured you wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Oh.
no, but that's a bit of a personal psychology because I just figured you would do it at some point. I was like, I'm just gonna do other stuff, and then I just kept
Yeah,
playing
'cause-
after.
Also, I did waste time in Fist Hell because I can't read. I forgot that you have to play as Amy in Fist Hell for the Amy goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
So I did
okay.
I did a level and a half as Victor. Like, wait a second, hold on,
Yeah.
wait. I had to restart that, but I did the hot foot one. I always use Amy anyway, so I kind of forgot that I
Yeah.
already had 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
figured.
no, the one thing that I just didn't spot was the camouflage double whammy.
Oh yeah, I'm finally learning camouflage, so watch out.
I
Dear.
should.
Yeah,
I
camouflage,
don't want
camouflage
to.
went well.
I avoided it all season 1 and just like looked at the video, and then I finally, like on the Switch, I think I
Yeah.
finally just sat down and played it for real.
Yeah, I mentioned it a couple of times throughout, but having watched and or commentated a decent amount of both of your guys' matches last season, both of you seemed pretty comfortable in everything you were going for, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason the script that have not been checked did not get checked.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I was curious after watching Karma and Liz try that Mortal 2 square, and I mapped it out,
Yeah.
and it still took me like 20 minutes and 50 lives, so
I
it's
mean-
definitely not easy.
I'm
I've
never
watched
gonna
Val
go
like
for
spent
that
40 minutes on it, and
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, that did not instill me with a lot of like I don't want to.
That's such a knowledge heavy like square that I'm like even if I had like the mental capacity to learn it, I don't think I would do.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
if
know.
it-
There's other goals on here. I probably should have opened Pilot Quest at some point. I did not open Pilot Quest
I
even
just-
once.
I do not remember how to get the blaster.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
just-
just have to get the you have to find the letter, the two like big guys
Oh yeah.
in caves. It's really just like it's an RNG check. You just have to check caves and hope you get the
Yeah.
two
Neither
guys. But
neither
I
of you
just
opened
didn't
it.
feel like opening
Yeah.
Pilot Quest.
Yeah, I figured after like an hour or so there was a bit of not sunk cost fallacy, but like neither of you had opened it, and by that point it would have kind of been
Yeah.
too much of
It's
an
like
effort.
at
I
that
mean-
point, like, am I really gonna open it
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
after grinding and
Yeah.
fucking overbold for
yeah.
40 minutes?
Well, and
I
it's actually
should actually.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's extra hard when you are only having one space on the board with Pilot Quest, and it's like trying to
Yeah.
balance if it's even worth it to go into it at all.
Yeah. Like I could, like you
Like-
can do that with the bosses because Big Borg isn't that bad of a boss to get, and it's right there. But I don't know. Pilot Quest is a hard one.
I think I
Yeah.
kind of broke my brain on the bosses because like I've just
What were
I
your
did not
bosses?
remember which ones to go for at all
Yeah,
because I was like, oh, there's Cyber Owls, and then I'll do Cyber Owls 2, and I need 5 more, and my brain kind of short circuited.
Part-time
Thanks,
dogfish
And
gifted
then
a
at
tier
the
1
very end, I was
sub
like,
to
oh
Aaron
yeah, the water
underscore
bear. I
Lears.
remember him. He was
They
he was
have given 8
fast.
gift subs in the channel.
Yeah, the water bear was fast. I was worried at first that you were going for that mini and max square right off, and I was like, "No, Hannah, the one thing you're
No.
not allowed to do is go get the shrink potion."
Okay. By the way, because I did try that Devilish goal for a bit, like I feel like I do something.
I
other
also
than-
thought you were not gonna go for that one because it's an evil game.
I mean, I
Yeah.
did say it. I typed it in the terminal, but like I feel like on every round I must have accidentally picked up something that's not the middle piece. I just
Oh no.
If it makes you feel any better,
Ugh.
I've practiced that goal too, and it is really hard. And honestly, it feels like
Yeah.
even more RNG than Devilition maybe already is, because you get
Yeah.
to see all these great pieces off to the side that you just don't get to use at all.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm-
I don't know. I'm already like
I-
not the most confident in Demolition, so unless I was like really feeling it, I wasn't really gonna go for that
Or-
one.
Oh, you use your phone a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just phone up Stan real quick?
Yeah, no. The only thing I'm sad about is that I didn't get to open a goal flower yet, but I just never got to fit it in. And I don't know how long it would have taken.
Oh, I forgot if you liked Golf Area or not. I was never
I
gonna
do
open
like it.
I don't.
And like I know where the things are, but that's just where I'm like it might take me 10 minutes, it might I've not practiced enough to know.
Yeah.
So it's just not worth going for.
Well, and I'm pretty sure Karma mentioned that that goal actually got a little buffed from last season, because it was only 20% last season, and now it's 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, because like if you use speedrun stretch, you can do it in like less than 5 minutes.
yeah.
Mhm.
How much of the
I don't even
speedrun
think
route
I could.
is without
I'm sorry.
brakes? Like, are brakes one of the first things you get in the speedrun, or do you just not get it ever?
I actually you probably get breaks then Blockbuster, but the order doesn't really matter. Like the Blockbuster setup, you don't really need the brakes for anyway.
Yeah.
But I think you do get brakes first because it just makes movement so much easier.
Yeah, I tried to play Golf Area like 4 times without brakes, and I was like, I can't control anything in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, great job, both of you. That was really fun to commentate.
That was stressful
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
I almost got the overbolt, and then I don't even know what happened. I just lost my mind.
I don't
think.
know.
Overbolt.
I don't know. There was a couple of like, I don't know. I also like for like multiple runs, I think I would buy the dash and then forget that I bought the
Yeah.
dash because I usually use word bombs to cherry
Yeah,
this game. So I'm like, wait, hold on.
Same.
I
never
kept
buy the
dying
dash.
with the stupid dash. I
I
don't like
really
using
don't
it.
like
It's
using the
so
dash.
yeah, I don't like it.
There was
I-
one
I
Probably
thing
should have
that
just went with guns.
there was one
instead.
thing
No,
that
for this
Bosco-
goal,
trying
I
to-
do like I get like the max medkit upgrade and then just a bunch of health, and then you just do like one max wave and you get or one big wave and you get the powerful guns, and then maybe the spread goes on sale and then you just try to mow everything down as fast as possible.
yeah,
It almost worked,
Yeah.
but not quite.
I was just trying to like very slowly build up, like buying dash and then buying like a couple of upgrades and then going for it. I'm just not good at dash.
Yeah, I think what might help with dash is something that Bosco and I brought up that apparently isn't super common knowledge. If you buy the like lava shield thing, it actually like coats over the lava that you run over, so it just turns it into regular ground. 'Cause
I've never bought that because it always feels like a waste of money.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we mentioned it in chat, and even Curry was like, oh, I didn't know that at all, so, like, it's definitely not, like, very common knowledge or anything. But
like
if you...
I bought it before, but it just always feels like just don't step in the lava, idiot. Like
Yeah.
that's always what I think.
And I guess also with that goal, we brought it up, but I think you're able to do that final, like, the final wave and just beat it without bombs. I mean, quote-unquote, just beat it without bombs.
Oh yeah, just do that.
Yeah,
Just-
but... just if you didn't
Did
want
you
to have,
get
like,
any
another...
gold discs? Hannah?
I got on your delivery.
Yep.
Okay. I thought about I got Night Manor because why not? It was right there.
Yeah.
And I almost did Hotfoot because I was already like 4 games in, but I don't use the speedrun cheese. So like, am I
Yeah.
really gonna sit here and do 2 more
No,
games?
because
But
like
no, it's fine.
I had to. By the time I had to do undelivered goals, it was day 6. And I was like, I might as well goal this kid. I don't think it'll matter, but it'll take like less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. I think specifically having 5 gold discs on this card made it a little hard because there were a couple of fast
Yeah.
ones, and then like no matter
I
what
mean,
you're...
it's like on your delivery, Night Manor, Valkyrus, Overbolt, and then
Like Mortal 2.
Yeah.
yeah, more
Like I was gonna
but
do Night Manor, Mortal 2, Camouflage, maybe Overbold, and maybe Belgris or Hotfoot or something.
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't
around
try
it.
going for Valkyrus, and then I died after the 50 coins. So like, fine, I'm not gonna do it then.
I'm not that great at Belgris. It would have been like the slowest Belgris
I'm
you've
not
ever
either,
seen.
so
in your
it's
life.
fine.
It's just that whenever I play Valkyrus in Bingo, when I get to like the 3rd level, my hands get really, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they patched in something whenever we're playing Bingo to make Valgris and Overbold just slightly harder than normal, and then not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get some really bad toucan spider luck. Like I got so
Oh my
many
God.
toucan spiders.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
rough bird luck for both players, I would say. I think
Yeah.
Smo had one wave where it was like 400, and it was nothing but the toucan spiders.
Yeah, I think I just, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna not be on my Overbold play. I'm just gonna do 300 bet waves, and I clicked it 3 times, and it was just 3
Nothing but birds.
toucan spiders in a row. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah. GG to both of you.
Oh, yeah.
That was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GG's. That was really fun.
I'm very glad to have my toughest opponent out the way early. I think can only go up from here.
Am I the toughest one? I'm worried about Goose next week for me.
Goose is also scary, but I do think you were like the top of the C1.
Well, yeah. I want to see how Boris plays. She was 2nd place.
Oh yeah, it's also very good. Yeah. Is who won last year? Last
It
season?
was Frogmoss who has
Oh,
been.
he's in B tier now, right?
Yeah, he's in B1 even. Yeah.
Yeah, Frogmoth
He's
jumped
been
up to Mike
banished.
here.
Well, I'm gonna keep practicing, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, good games.
Yeah, great job, both of you.
Okay.
Very, very
Bye.
close. And yeah, see you around.
Yeah, later.
Okay. So, I'm still gonna be streaming for a while because we got some time to kill before the next match. I'm gonna go ahead and let these ads run that I've been trying to run for a while, but when I get back, we are going to fix this layout because...
Yeah, I'll try to help you with the chat too.
I mean, like, the weird thing is the chat looks great, it's just 2
No,
lines...
I think there's like a setting in the overlay on stream elements that we need to fix.
Yeah, there's...
If it's not too low on OBS.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. I'm gonna probably just leave all of this like Firefox stuff open because it looks like the board capture stuff went pretty well. But we'll touch up this broken layout part right here, and we'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back and probably just put on some music and fix up this layout and stuff. And our next match for bingo casting is going to be in about 2.5 hours. It's at 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
Volume-wise, you can't hear what I'm what I'm watching, right?
It doesn't look
It's
like
not
it.
picking it up on the mic.
Yeah, no, it's down.
I think they would have mentioned if they could hear it.
It's down by like -45
Okay.
or so. Like, I think.
I think they would have mentioned if they could hear it.
I mean, stream's been talking back to you, so obviously you've
I
been
am not
audible.
watching
but...
something normal right now, so